Hello people, and welcome back to News Review. To start off with, let's look at some points about the new Megaman collab that I sort of missed last time around. First off, the Ultimate X, the card that you get from dual maxing, is actually like a pretty good leader. And the second thing is, just from this video right here, you can see that the E, like that is the draconic ability, not the actual dragonware, which is very confusing. It gets ready in just one turn. So like it's empty right here, you just activated it, and then because of X's additional attack, because the draconic is fueled on the extra attacks, it gets full in one round. The other thing you might have noticed is that if I rewind the video, the Magma series also gives you tinnitus, which is why I just won't be using well, I just don't like it, you know. If you listen closely, it's not your microphone or my microphone messing up, it's literally this sound. You want to hear that for the whole duration of your spinning time? I certainly don't, but I think, if I need to, right, I'll just turn off the game sound. So, this card is, I think, bundled with everything else that is in the seal, such as just the normal X 1%. I think it is worth 175 if you're not that deep into it. So, if you haven't got any of the sub jackpots, like the secondary jackpots from the free pulls, and you just don't have much luck, and then you end up having to you don't get the full thing even if you're near. If basically what I'm saying is, if you're near the end and you want the whole thing, then it's worth it. But if you're very early on, such as I have Iris right now from the free pulls, if I get 0 relatively early and rate up, then no, I'm not gonna go for that. But then if I'm near the end, 175 for X plus this, I think that's pretty good. But yeah. Next is this week, Edgy Megaman has finally arrived, although he sucks. First off, we'll start out with Vile though. Vile also sucks. Dark Magma CD6. Turn is a converter into Magma Runestones, and he launches some extra attacks, which, come on, man. Magma has already launched a ton of extra attacks. There are plenty of cards that can replace this, I'm sure. The only thing to look out for is maybe Vile Mark II, which is a card that actually hasn't come out yet. If that interacts, well with this, that might be a sort of team skill that could be considered. And speaking of actual team skills, he does have a CD reduction, which means that you get a minor CD reduction. At most you would bring Vile and Vile Mark II. You wouldn't bring all of them in to make a Vile CD 0, Next, Edgy Megaman. CD7 for his first active, and CD7 for his second active, so you can activate them together. The first one's a little bit more useful, electrify enemies when attacking, so I interpret this as when he actually hits the enemy, so you want to put him in the earlier slots, slot 2. And for a second active, it sucks because it explodes the bottom 2 rows to generate light or dark. Deals direct damage, which can be useful, but there are a ton of Magmas that already deal direct damage. Single attack becomes full attack Y, and ignore defense. Not very useful when he doesn't have any attack multipliers on himself. Again, you could activate both of these. Times 5 isn't particularly good though, especially when we're talking about if you want to one-shot the opponent with only one card. Next in the bi-weekly is Magma Dragoon by ROCKMAN X. Turn the top row into fire. For 1 round, frozen runestones can be dissolved. The character attack ×4 and the character's damage will be doubled by this defense. An even more pathetic card for ignoring defense, but ignoring frozen runestones is sort of useful. Not as useful as the last card, which was the penguin though. Here, sorry, I forgot to change this. Vile is garbage. This card is semi-useful. You can get one of the Magma Dragoon just for frozen support. And lastly, let's just take a look at the celebration events. I believe there's nothing special in here. Actually, there is. The raid up is coming soon, I believe. Is it covered in here? I just saw the official video, but yeah, it's in here. So for Friday to Saturday, you get a raid up before the final raid up, of course. I'll be pulling for 0 if I get lucky. If I don't get lucky, we'll be spending the whole thing. Hopefully that does not happen. But yeah, there are extra sticker and wallpaper gift packs that I don't really know who Manhead expects to buy. You get the next race in the 7 races all max thing, which is actually here. I forget which race it is, but I mean, all the cards, not all the cards in there, I mean, the majority of the cards in there, except for, I think, Gods and one other race, is kind of just, like, the cards in there are kind of bad, I got Medusa for the Machina one, which is, like, actually just a free-to-play card that I already trained up, so come on. Also, if you want to advance the story, you can get a stamina discount. That's very cool. Yeah, that is it for this week's news review. A bit of a shorter one, but hope you enjoyed. If you like this type of video, please subscribe. I do this every week. If you have a question or anything to say, leave a comment, and I will see you next week. See ya!